Hello, welcome to my channel, Life by Shauna. As you know, this is a channel that I use to educate about things that I'm interested, update people. It's like an online journal for me. I talk about things that I feel like the Lord's saying to me. And today I am making a super exciting announcement. If you guys heard my video maybe a week and a half ago, I normally don't make videos this quick, this close together, but because this channel is also about me sharing the journey, and I find that there's great value in seeing how God works in the right now time in other people's lives. We get to see that in the Bible, but I think it's really great to see that like in person, where you can't just flip a few pages and see what's at the end. I use this channel as a means for that as well, because that's what I felt like the Lord asked me to do so many years ago. So here we go. Like I said, if you guys heard my last video, maybe a week and a half ago, I talked about this year maybe being kind of a wild year. And when I was speaking about that, I'm not even going to talk about what was in my mind when I was saying some of those things. When it comes to the time that I'm going to share that, my husband will probably be on here with me. That's a whole nother thing. This that I'm hopping on here today is something last Friday, so less than a week ago on Friday. I work on Fridays, I'm giving a massage, and there have been many times the Lord will just speak to me when I'm giving a massage, because if someone's quiet, then in the back of my mind, I'm praying or I'm meditating on something. And so I was giving a massage, and this idea came to me. There's some things in the works in regards with my husband and the future for this year and all of that. And I was thinking about all those things, and suddenly the idea popped in my head: get your real estate license. So that, I was like, what? Like, I know that's really crazy, because when I picture myself, if I were to expand in business, do something different, where my mind goes is to something health related, because I'm very health oriented. I've been in the health and wellness business my whole adult life. I have passion about it. I also have something in my heart and passion about writing that I intend to start doing, and just sharing the things that I feel like God has called me to do, and the place that He has me in this world. But as I was giving the massage, I felt like He was like, you need to get your real estate license. And I was like, what? Like, I've never thought of that before. And as I was thinking about that, I'm like, oh my gosh, me paired with some things that is in the works for this year, I'm like, that is exactly what I need to do. I'm like, that is crazy. And I get done with the massage, and I'm going to share some about this in just a minute, but I get done with the massage. There's an app that I like to use called Marco Polo. I Marco TJ, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was giving a massage, and this is what I felt like the Lord just dropped in. What do you think? Like, I'm really excited about it, actually. Marco's back. He's like, oh my gosh, why didn't you think of this before? He's like, that would be perfect for you and for some of the things that we have coming up. And I'm like, wow, okay. And so, I talked to one of my good friends, Louie, who's in the business. I talked to another friend, Janet. My husband has been good friends with her for a long time. She's been in the field in real estate for her adult life, and she's been here her whole life. So She really knows the ins and outs of all the business. And so I got together with her on Sunday, as well as some other friends. And I am going to be joining her team. So what that looks like is, well, I'll talk about that in a minute, what it looks like. What I want to share with you on here right now, because this is what I feel like is applicable to you. Even if you're in a totally different line of work, even if you are a stay-at-home mom, whatever area of life you are in, when God moves or when God speaks something, he's teaching all of us different things, but it's all related because we're all in the same classroom, right? We're his children. He's teaching us all. And you know, one of the reasons why I would never have thought of this on my own, though I love looking at houses, though I am on MLS every day looking for houses for us. And just because like I find houses, I like to scroll through them and we like to look at stuff. I hadn't thought of that for myself, as I said before, because I think of myself more as like health girl, you know, but also because you look at the industry and you're like, there are so many people in it. Like, why would I need to get my license? Like, isn't there already a ton of people? Like, is there a need? And here's the thing, and this is what I feel like is applicable across the board to everyone. If God speaks something to you, if you feel like he's leading you in a different direction or in a new direction, a new path, if God is leading you, then that means there's a space for you. If God is directing you and telling you to go a certain way, then that means there's a purpose for you in that area, in that realm. There's a purpose for you. There is a prayer that I had years ago. This is when I became single. I have a list on my phone of some prayers I have, and I'll go through them. I used to go through these certain things more diligently, and as time has gone by, sometimes I'll revisit it, but a lot of times I just do my own thing. I just go with wherever I feel like the Spirit's leading that day. But there's one prayer that the Lord had me pray years ago when I first became single. And I remember when he spoke it to me, and I might have shared it on here years ago on one of my videos because it was a little impactful. But he said he wanted me to start praying for the wild lion of the tribe of Judah to be released in me. And when he first spoke that, I was like, oh, that sounds a little crazy. Like, sounds a little wild. Sounds a little crazy. Like, can I just, and for those maybe who haven't heard the term Lion of the Tribe of Judah, that's talking about Jesus. It was something that was spoken of in the Old Testament. Jesus is referred to as the Lion of the Tribe of Judah. And so he was telling me to pray over me, like the wildness of Jesus to be released in me. And I remember like talking with the Lord and being like, can I just pray, like, let the Lion of the Tribe of Judah be released? Like, why do I need to say the wild lion? Like, when you're talking about stuff in the Spirit, like there's some wild stuff out there. And I'm like, do I need to pray that? Like, can't I just say, oh, let Jesus like rise up, let Jesus be released in me? And he's like, no, you need to pray that prayer because there is stuff that is out there that you're going to need, that whatever it was, wildness, tenacity, whatever, to accomplish what you need to accomplish. And so I prayed that prayer over me all the time. Let the wild lion of the tribe of Judah be released in me. And then as the years went on, like you guys, a lot of you know my story. Like my life went from, you know, a lot of crazy. Like it went from me totally like from being a homeschool stay-at-home mom to having to get education and a license and starting my own business from scratch, and all of this to provide for me and 4 children exclusively on my own. There was a lot going on. And but you know, as time went on and I met my wonderful husband, and my life, like I even take a deep breath, like I unconsciously, like my life just settled and it became grounded, and I didn't have to move every several months and all the different stuff that was entailed in that life. And my life got settled. And I had stopped praying that prayer. For the last several years, I haven't really prayed that prayer because that hasn't ever come up. Like, hey, this is something you need to pray about, or you need to keep doing this. It was kind of like just something that was like in the background. I was like one of those things, like I'll probably come back around to that. But anyway, so Monday, today is Wednesday, Monday, TJ and I were praying. We had gotten up early and praying about a lot of stuff. And in the middle of our prayer time, I felt like the Holy Spirit was like, you need to pray that prayer again. You need to pray the wild lion of the tribe of Judah be released in you again. And at the moment, like we were praying about some other stuff, we were really like focused on it. And so I forgot about it. He had to go get ready for work. And I felt the Lord say again, like, you still need to pray that. Like, you need to pray it today, and you need to start praying that again. And so I'm like, you going up? Like, I still have some business with the Lord to take care of. And so I start praying that. And as I was praying it, the Lord said that you have been, he was speaking this to me, he goes, you've been in this season, and I have felt it too. Like I have felt like it has been a season. Like it's felt like a long season. Like, but he's like, you've been in this season of being able to cocoon. Like you've been able to, and there's a lot to that word cocoon, you know, but he's like, you've been able to cocoon, and you and TJ have been able to just kind of have this really special time of just solidifying our relationship, our family. It's been incredibly peaceful, all sorts of things. But he's like, you haven't had to pray this prayer because you've been in the season of just cocooning and being able to just focus a little more inward instead of the struggle and stuff like that. But he goes, it's now a new season, and that path is before you, and those gates, if you remember what I've said before in some of the other videos, that gate is opening, and it is time to conquer and take land. And I was like, wow, even as I say that, oh gosh, sorry, I get kind of emotional. I just like get covered in chills. I'm like, whoa, okay, let's go. But so yeah, but he said it's time to come out in that again, to conquer and take land. And I was like, wow, that was kind of wild. It was wild. And I mean, I go upstairs, I tell TJ, I'm like, guess what the Lord just told me? And he's like, wow. And so part of that, there's a lot to that, and I'll get into that later on this year, as the time is right and the Lord releases me to do so. But part of that is, you know, is this whole thing with this new path. Part of it evidently is for me to get my real estate license. Had no clue. Like literally, we've been praying all this time. We've had all these other ideas. Friday, you need to get your real estate license. I talked to Janet on Sunday. Monday, I signed up for school, and I start in a week and a half, I think. A week and a half or 2.5 weeks, something like that. Anyway, so I'm like, well, if the Lord wants me to do it, I need to do it. I'm going to do it right away. And it's kind of wild because that week with my business, I was like, I told TJ like a while back, I'm like, that's weird. Like I have all these clients and bookings, and I'm like, I have this one week that's just kind of light. It's like really weird. Well, here we go. It's the week that I'm supposed to be in school. So I've already switched my people around. Everything's set to go. So how that's going to look for me, because I love what I do. I own Sacred Body Massage and Wellness. I love my people. We have kind of a rhythm in life. But I always love a new project. And I already love looking at houses and all of that stuff. And so what that's going to look like is I am going to join someone's team. As I said before, Janet's team. Janet, who has all the knowledge. I mean, she is just the OG in this area, you know, like she knows all the stuff. Her daughter Gina does all the paperwork and all the legal stuff, so it's all taken care of. And then what I can do is focus on the energy and the love for houses that I have, and like work with people I know, people who may need services that could know and trust me. And so it's working in partnership with someone. So I think that's, I'm really excited about it. I think for what's coming down the road this year, it's going to prove to be very synergistic into what we're diving into as I remain relatively vague about it. But anyway, so I'm excited. That's the latest, that's the newest. And like I said, I have this, one of the reasons why I have this channel and why the Lord told me to start this channel in the first place is for people to see the journey, because it's so, it seems so out there when you see someone's story, but it's already been wrapped up with a nice red bow on top. I think it's so interesting to walk through with someone on the journey as they're trying to figure it out, and they're praying and they're seeing God move, and they're, hey, this is what God's saying right now. And then, you know, the outcome is still unknown because it hasn't happened yet. And so thanks for following along with me in this journey. Let me know what you think. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. There will be more stuff to come soon. I know, I mean, the windows of heaven are open right now. Like there's so many things happening right now. God gave me something to talk about for my next video, and it's more in line with like some of the more spiritual things. So God's doing all sorts of things right now. Be blessed. Know that with God, following God is, I feel like, and I've said this before, it's like a scavenger hunt. Like you never know what's around the corner. You never know the different stuff, but it's so fun and it's so exciting if you just give your life into His hands and let Him make a God story out of it. So have a great day. Be blessed, y'all.